Yo, how's your butt?
Over the past few weeks, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and Reddit and YouTube complain about the blue engram and blue armor and blue weapon economy. We just get too many of them. They're not useful. They serve no purpose whatsoever. So, while that is kind of true, I'm going to propose a different change to these other than removing them. And we're going to go over a couple of other changes as well. So, the first thing that people say is blue armor has no place in the game. Well, it does actually have a place in the game. It's just not very well utilized within our current loot system. So blue armor is actually used to level up. That's what it's made there. That's what it's there for. It's why you're not supposed to be able, you can't infuse it. It's why you can't add mods to it. It's why it has no random rolls. So that's what it's used for. It's strictly there for you to level up. But if you're a player like me, or even if you play half as much as me, if you play 2 hours a day or 2 hours every other day, you're probably going to blow through the leveling system and get to the soft cap every single new season pretty fast. So this blue armor just doesn't really mean that much. You get some purple armor, you can put mods on them, they have better stat rolls, they have more stats, so it's just much more desirable to get that legendary gear. So blues, you're going to get 3 at the end of a strike. You're going to get a bunch for, turning in engrams and everything else that you can. They're just all over the game, like everywhere. So the first thing that people say is just auto-dismantle blues once you reach the soft cap. Well, that's cool and all, and we kind of had something happen with that with greens. So uncommon gear in Destiny 1 actually had an auto-dismantle in year 3. So what if blues had an auto-dismantle in Destiny now? So once you reach the soft cap, maybe have some kind of other caveat, like if it's a gear you haven't earned yet, you'll still get it, so you can have it in your collections. So that would be cool. That would be kind of a band-aid fix to it. I think that would appease a lot of people. That would be fine. You just get the weapon parts for it, the gunsmith materials, for that, and then that's cool. So that is kind of a band-aid fix, and I think it would make most people happy. The only thing this really makes you do is you're not dismantling all the blues at the end of everything. It's not bumping stuff out of your postmaster. You may be saving some enhancement cores or maybe some exotics for the next season in your postmaster, so these blues won't bump stuff out of your postmaster. Because if you didn't know, if you get all that stuff and your inventory is entirely full on your character, it will go to your postmaster, and your postmaster will fill up. The oldest stuff in your postmaster will get removed. You cannot get it again. There's no way to get it. So I believe that's the main reason why people want this to be able to be deleted. So what I'm actually going to propose is an actual loot change to this for blues and for legendaries. And the first thing that we need to do, make legendary gear meaningful. We get so much legendary gear in this game, so much showered with every single gear. You get it at the end of strikes, you get it for popping bounties, you get it for doing dungeons, you get it in raids, you get it freaking everywhere. And if it was a couple of seasons ago in Dawn, you could just turn in your crap, whatever the stuff we were turning in then was, and you got so much purple gear. Purple gear has very little meaning. Not to mention with the Umbral engram system and the prismatic recaster we have right now, you're showered in so much purple gear, but so much of it, just like blue gear, doesn't mean anything. It's got not very good stat rolls, and it's not very just attractive at all. And most of the weapons you're getting, you find one god roll and then you're done with them after that. So make legendaries more rare. Stop giving us so many legendaries. We need less of them. They need to be more valued whenever we get them. I want to check these rolls and see if I want to keep. So first off, in this proposition, we're going to make legendaries just more meaningful. So not only do we have to take down the amount that we're getting of these legendaries, they also have to be desirable rolls, unique perks to them for whatever activity they're in. So strike specific, raid specific, which has gotten a lot better. Also season specific. We have the season specific mods where you can apply the 4th mod slot, which has season specific, or as we know, you can use season before that armor or after. You can use any of those seasonal mods. So 3 seasons mods you can use for legendary gear. But we need to make those legendaries more desirable, not just give us less of them and give us the same amount, because then we're just having a drier amount of loot dropping. So give us better stat rolls, Maybe make it so we actually have focused loot within certain activities. I believe Division and Division 2 had this. So give us that. Give us a reason that we want these legendaries again. Give us a reason to like these purples. I don't want to delete every purple I see if it's not a 60+ stat roll. So this may be a shock at first, but if you remember back before Shadowkeep, there was a damage reduction in all weapons because they were just doing too much damage. They were too strong. Thanks, Recluse. So I think it would be a bit of a shock at first. You're not getting as much, but once you realize that you're getting better gear, I think that people would like that. So the biggest change that I would propose is to make blue gear actually useful again. So first off, with blue weapons, maybe give them some random rolls, maybe just the barrel and the magazine, maybe not the extra perks like a damage dealing perk or a reload perk. Maybe not give those random rolls, but give us a little bit more variety with blues. Make me want to actually have ones that I would use. Also, let me put a mod on these blue weapons, because that would actually make them more useful. Some of these weapons are actually the blue weapons, like the Aachen that has snapshot on it. The sniper that can roll in a primary or a secondary is actually a pretty good sniper. Let me put Icarus on it. That'd be pretty awesome. But the biggest change would be for actual blue armor. Let me put a mod on blue armor. Now hear me out on this one, because everybody's going to be like, no, that's too much. Blue shouldn't be worth that much. Let me put one seasonal mod on it. So blue armor could only have the seasonal mod from which season it dropped on it. So that way you're going to be recycling through it more. It's not going to be like a legendary you want to keep for a couple seasons. Obviously, with blue gear, it still will retain the attribute that you cannot infuse it. Whatever it drops at is what you get at. So it's going to be mainly still used for infusion to bumping up your blues that are lower, or your purples, I'm sorry, that you want to bump up. But you can also have a mod on it. Just one season. That's it. So the second change would be to make rolls on blues slightly better. Make it so I can actually get my main three, the original 3 stat rolls that came from Destiny 1 and moved over to Destiny 2, make them roll higher. So my mobility, my resilience, and recovery. Make them roll higher than what they currently do on blues. Maybe make it a cap to where they're at 20, maybe 25, but make that more desirable so those 3 base stats will actually still be good on blues. Give me a reason to actually want to wear these blues for an extended period of time until I find that really good piece of legendary gear that I can replace it with. And then that brings us down to the newer 3 mods. So that's intellect, discipline, and strength. Maybe make a cap on those so they're not as high. So make that reserved specifically for legendary gear to make that super high. So these blues will be a lot more desirable, because they're actually going to have, the 3 base stats. Mobility, resilience, and recovery could be higher, maybe not as high as legendaries, but also make the 3 extra stats that we got in Destiny 2, discipline, intellect, and strength, maybe make them not roll as high as legendaries could do. So blues could take one more mod for the season that it dropped in, let them roll higher on the 3 base stats of mobility, resilience, and recovery, and then put a cap on the 3 extra stats that we have, which is discipline, intellect, and strength. So I believe this would make blues more useful. We would care about what blue rolls we have. We wouldn't be dismantling every single one of them, and then lessening the amount of legendary gear that we get, but also making it better could improve the loot system drastically within Destiny 2. And once again, if you guys like what you had, feel free to jump in the discussion. Let me know what you think down below. At the time of making this video, I'm super close to 200 subscribers. Sorry, this isn't Twitch. But yeah, anyway, I am on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/PeterPumpkins, and I'm also a part of Planet Destiny, a super awesome community on Planet Destiny for Twitch. So check us out there. I'm there live every single Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. But if you like it and you don't want to talk to me, that's cool. I'll be really sad. But like, subscribe, and keep your butts safe.